Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through a double unboxing of Classic Class 09 and 10, so Optimus Prime and Megatron. However, unlike the original 09 and 10 that I've looked at before in the past, these are limited editions. So this will actually be a Optimus Prime EX limited version. And in terms of Megatron, it will be a Frozen limited edition. Basically, they're just redecos of the original 09 Prime and Classic Class 10 Megatron. Megatron being more in his Frozen motif, which I know he did have a few action figures around the time, where he was still shown to be somewhat encased in the frozen ice. This version of Prime, I believe, should be more detailed with some of his accessories. So I think his Energon blades will actually have some painted detailing on them, I believe, compared to... Actually, did he even have Energon blades for the first one? I don't think he did. Maybe. Anyway. So in terms of the boxes, so they were actually done together as a pair, so they weren't done separately. So they have this little twin packaging concept with Optimus on the top. He doesn't look like he's going to be too different, but I think he's just got more of those coloured motifs. And then Megatron here on the bottom, who probably does look the most different, with that more light grey ice blue type color scheme to represent him still being somewhat frozen. So that's that. So that's pretty much the what do you call it, the paper slip. So if I take that off, now that we are pretty much done with that, we do have the two individual boxes. So going that way, Prime on the left, Megatron on the right. Now, similar to what P-Band do, it's a bit of this quote-unquote monochromatic coloured box. So it's very much red, very much blue here for Megatron. I'm not going to go too much into them because they're just basically the same box from back then. And pretty much typical on the back, bio, weapons, etc. Quick look at the runners. So from what I can understand, it is exactly a redeco of the original releases. So I'm going to crack these open. Let's start with Prime, being Classic Class 09, then we'll have a look at Megatron. Okay, starting off with Optimus. So here we have the instruction manual, front and the back. So breakdown of the parts and runners, and then the front, just a shot of Optimus. In terms of the inside, we have the character profile as we're used to seeing, and just a split image of Prime and Megatron. I cannot remember if that's pretty much exactly as it was back in the original release. In terms of the build, this is exactly as it was when I built and looked at him the very first time, some months ago. So that was his manual. We do get the usual booklet for the how to replace the battery. In terms of what he came with, so it feels a little bit weird going back to these bases again. So we get two of these bases, which is always nice to see. And then we also get the bag of effect parts, etc. Now I do notice the Energon blade. I am fairly certain that definitely was not painted in the original release. So we are definitely looking at some more paint applications. In fact, the blue here looks very metallic. And I think I just spotted the other Energon blade as well. So yes, the EX version of Prime is very much a case of metallics and extra paint apps, etc. So looking at the runners, A1 in a very dark metallic blue. No pre-painted parts though, but yeah, that is very much a very dark metallic blue. Does look very cool. Okay, what else do we have? We have two Bs still in that dark metallic blue, B1, B2. Now we do have some pre-paints as well. So B1 has the flame effects pre-painted on. And then B2 is the side of Prime's head. So there's a lot of that silver done as well. And a very bright silver at that. Be very interesting to do the comparison between this version of Optimus and the original. Two Cs, 1 and 2. C1 being a very dark metallic red. That's probably bordering on crimson, I dare say. And then C2's gone, it's still metallic red, but it's definitely not as dark as that previous one. And we also have the pre-painted flame effects as well, still evident. 2Ds, 1 and 2, back into that darkish grey. Both 1 and 2 will have some pre-painted components. Now D1 will have some components with gold application, which I'm very certain was not part of the original release. And then D2, waist and the faceplate, which I'm pretty sure is still exactly as it was, but I think they've just used that metallic dark blue. Single E in, I dare say, silver. I think this is pretty much the same as it was. We do have his ranged weapon there attached. And then what else do we have? A single F in a light silver. And then to wrap things up, we have G in a dark grey light graphite with some joints in his wheels. So that was pretty much Optimus covered. Now, who was the other robot? Megatron. So there's the booklet for Megatron. It's still exactly as it was back as he was released. Now, I think of the two, I'm going to enjoy Megatron much more. So front, back, nothing unusual. They have actually changed the image of Megatron for this booklet. Going inside, character profile, the split image between Prime and Megatron. Don't know if the profile is any different from the original release, but in terms of the build, everything is pretty much the same, but they actually have changed the colors on the front, well, not the front, of the actual built Megatron, which I will admit does look very cool. It does remind me of the, I don't think his original leader class was like it, but I think it was in the second movie there were some recolors, repaints of his Revenge of the Fallen, and I think, no, I take that back. There were Voyager classes, I think, that did this. But anyway, I think I'm going to like this one a lot more. Yes, there's also the typical booklet for the light replacement. Well, LED replacement is probably the better term. Now, as for Megatron's runners, he does have a few. So we have, actually, no, back pedal. 2 plates, to be expected. Once again, it does feel a little bit weird going back to these plates now that some of the later Blokees have gone into these large single pastes. A little bag of effect parts, so we have some nice blue swirls there, the light LED, and a clear chest component, which I believe is got the imprint for where the Allspark cube would have breached his chest back in the movie. Now, as for the runners, A1. Now, A1 is definitely a departure from what it was, so I believe this has been printed with clear plastic, as evident by some of these pieces down here, which may not be showing up too well on the camera, but the rest are in this very ice metallic blue. It's a very nice blue. Once again, I don't think they're coming up too nicely on the camera, but there has been some pre-paint here on some of these waist components for that transition into that dark blue. So that's the A1 runner for Megatron. So to be honest, I am quite interested with building Megatron. B1, so once again, they've probably printed this in that clear, based on these 2 pieces here, and the rest are in that, that very ice blue metallic silver. If anything, I'm actually looking at these pieces and go, you know what? These would be great for Grey Knights. Yeah, there you go. I should get another one. Build Megatron, call him a Dread Knight, and be done with it. Bad idea. C1, so it looks like everything has just pretty much been painted in the metallic silver again, or light silver. And we do have some of these pieces that have that dark blue paint gradient once again. So that was the C. D in just a more straightforward silver, which I think in the original release was probably more of a dark. E1 still in that silver. We actually have an E2 as well, which is part of Megatron's head, which I will admit in this version does look really, really weird. And then lastly, there is a F1 in dark grey graphite, which probably just for some joints. So those were for the X-Men runners for Megatron. So that pretty much brings us to the end of the unboxing of Classic Class 9 Optimus Prime EX and Classic Class 10 Megatron Frozen, both being limited editions. Having seen these runners, I'm looking forward to seeing Megatron completed. Optimus I think will be nice, but I think Megatron of the two is the one that's probably had more of the impact by this limited edition release. Now because they're limited edition, when I ordered it, apparently there were only so many units made. So I think once they're gone, they're gone. So if you can find them, great. If you can't, well, I wish you luck regardless. But yeah, definitely looking forward to putting these two together again and then ultimately comparing them. I mean, I did enjoy Megatron when I first built him, but once again, it's that frozen deco that I think looks really good. Unfortunate they didn't add in anything else, but just the way that they've done it for this kit is quite surprising. Hopefully, because it's clear pieces, it hasn't made the plastic super brittle. Because I've heard stories where clear plastic parts can be a lot more brittle than normal, but we'll see. Anyway, that's not for a little time away. Anyway, unboxing done. So thank you very much for watching this unboxing video. Feel free to do the usual like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. It does help support the channel and I do appreciate it. Feel free to check out my Instagram and the community tab. I am trying to keep them updated as best as I can. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video. We still got a few more Blokees to go, so I think I've got 2 more for the Classic Class Transformers, and then after that we will do a bit of a sidestep. Anyway, until then, see ya.